Good afternoon and salam, wherever you are joining us from. My name is Hanan and I'm a member of MACFEST team. A very warm welcome to the Poetry Youth Panel, a special part of our vibrant and inspiring festival of words and books. Celebrating Mother Language Week, it's so wonderful to see how many of you here today, united by our shared love of language and culture. Language is much more than means of communication. It is the heartbeat of our identity, the foundation of our stories, and the bridge between generations and communities. Through poetry, we give a voice of our emotions, our experiences, and our dreams. Today, we are here to celebrate our talented young poet. If you have any questions or would you like to share any comments about today's event, feel free to put them in the chat. A big thanks again to all your generous donations. We truly rely on your support. Please consider sending more, especially since all of our events are free. Be sure to check out our program this year on Eventbrite, where we offer both live and online events. Stay connected with us through our newsletter and social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. And don't forget to use our hashtag #SpreadHoneyNotHate. Now, it's a privilege for me, especially for me, to introduce Laura Wiggan, an ESOL program manager at Hopwood Hall College. Laura is dedicated to supporting her students' progress by creating an inclusive and supportive learning environment. With a deep passion of language education, she ensures that her students develop confidence in their communication skills, helping them thrive in both academic and the social setting. So this year, in celebration of MACFEST, Laura, along with all the teachers in the college and the students, they participated in a special initiative, crafting the students' personal stories into a book titled Our Journeys, like this. So through this project, yes, of course, through this project, students were supported to share their journeys, explore their identities, and express their experiences through writing. It was an incredible event, Laura, by the way. And so without further ado, so I will let Laura introduce all the students today, and everyone enjoy and prepare to be inspired by the incredible talented and our poetry youth panel today. So thank you, Laura.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Hanan. What a lovely introduction. That's really kind. It's great to be here with the MACFEST team and everyone online and watching from home this evening. I'm really excited to host this amazing event with our creative and courageous young people from schools and colleges across the Northwest. Before we hear from our amazing students, it's my absolute honour and privilege to introduce our chief guest, Jess Edwards. We're thrilled to have you with us today, Jess. Jess Edwards is a professor of place writing and has served head of the English department at Manchester Metropolitan University since 2011. His research explores the relationship between literature and place. In 2017, along with colleagues from Manchester City Council and the University of Manchester, he co-wrote the successful bid for Manchester to become a UNESCO City of Literature. He also led the establishment of the Northwest's first public poetry library, the Manchester Poetry Library, which opened in 2021. The library is home to poetry books and events in many of the languages spoken in Manchester, and it also hosts the university's long-running multilingual schools poetry competition, Mother Tongue, Our Tongue. Welcome, Jess. Over to you.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that I'm really looking forward to hearing the poetry today. As you say, Laura, I've had quite a few years of you know, getting involved in schools poetry. I'll say a little bit after the event about Manchester City of Literature and the Poetry Library and the work we do there. But yeah, it's very deeply connected with this kind of event, and I'm fascinated to hear about your book as well. I want a copy. So really looking forward to today, and welcome to everybody.
Excellent. So now over to our amazing students who are here to celebrate this evening and share their poetry. It is such an honour to be part of MACFEST at Hopwood Hall. We really do embrace it, and I'm really pleased that the learners here are embracing it this evening. So I'm going to hand over to parents of students at Levenshulme High School so that they can introduce their two students, Aima and Zarrish.
Hi there, I'm Rahman, Zarrish's older brother. I'll just be passing it over to her to recite her poem, The Chronicles of Time.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Zarrish, and first Aima's parents will be introducing her, and then we'll be reading half and half the poem.
Can we see you as well, please, if possible?
Hello, everyone. My name is Asma, and today I am excited to introduce my daughter Aima Choudary Rehan. She has been working on a special poem that she will share with you.
Hey everyone.
Okay, so I'll start reciting the poem. It's called The Chronicles of Time. Autumn leaves descend, crimson gold a vibrant hue. Nature starts to mend, preparing for winter anew. Winter's icy sheen, a world wrapped in frosty white, a quiet, crumpled scene under the soft, pale moonlight. Flowers bloom before long, nature's tapestry newly woven, a canvas painted by dawn's soft glow, whispers of promises in the wind's soft flow.
Summer sun ablaze, fields of green stretch far and wide, warmth in every gaze. Under blue skies dreams collide, and here we go again for this ride. But there's something these enchanting curtains hide. A savage wind blows a veil of lies, something that mankind has woven, a treacherous demon in disguise, destroying the mirror of our eyes, devouring the purpose of our lives. The chains of time bound by the ropes of crime, humanity is blind to the conflict they cannot define. The place of one's birth, remember its worth. In a world where we all reside, let's turn this tide.
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much to Aima and Zarrish there. Really well read. Let's go over to Newman College next. And have we got teachers or parents at Newman College that can introduce Rida and Amna and their poems, please?
I think maybe introduce Nida now, please, because they are still having problem with the connection. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Over to, okay, we'll come back to Newman College. So over to Hopwood Hall, where we've got our one student, Nida Adees. And I'll let Nida introduce her poem, and then she'll read it for us. Off you go, Nida.
Good evening, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. So today I'm here between you guys presenting an historical poem, not written by me, but as I'm obsessed with poetry, and that's the reason I'm here. So I'm feeling really honorable, and I would like to give a short introduction to the poet. So this poem is written by Bahadur Shah Zafar. He was a Mughal emperor and also a poet. And he was the last Mughal emperor, and he was fairest of his time. But he got a really sad life and also a sad death. And the reason why I chose his poem was we should always pray to God and Allah that not only our life but our death it should be also peaceful. So let me start. लगता नहीं है दिल मेरा उजड़े दयार में, किसकी बनी है आलमे ना पायदार में. My heart find no peace in this ruined land. For whom has this world ever been a place to stand? इन हसरतों से कह दो कहीं और जा बसें, इतनी जगह कहाँ है दिले दागदार में. Tell these desires to seek another place to rest. There is no room left in my grief-stricken chest. कांटों को मत निकाल चमन से ओ बागबां, ये भी गुलों के साथ पले हैं बहार में. O gardener, let the thorns remain, for they, like flowers, shed the rain. बुलबुल को बागबां से न इससे याद से गिला, किस्मत में कैद लिखी थी फसलें बहार में. Do not trap the nightingale's song, its fate was chained, though to the Sykes belong. उम्रे दराज मांग कर लाए थे 4 दिन, 2 आरज़ू में कट गए 2 इंतजार में. I begged for a long life and was granted just 4 days, 2 passed in longing, 2 in hopeless delays. कितना बदनसीब है ज़फ़र दफ़न के लिए, 2 गज़ ज़मीं भी ना मिली कुए यार में. How unfortunate is Zafar that for his final abode, not even 2 yards of land were given on his own road. So yeah, thank you very much. My poetry reflects the devotion and loves to motherland. As we can see, Bahadur Shah Zafar was the emperor of his time, but still was not given even 2 yards of land in his own country, where he ruled about several years. So thank you.
Well done, well done. Thank you, Nida. That was really well read in your language and in English, and we could follow it all the way through. Brilliant. So we've still got Bolton College and Whalley Range High School, and we've got Newman College to go. So we'll go to Bolton College next. So if the parents or teachers could, is it, who have we got? Oh, it's, thank you both to, yeah, and if Jana Choudary could introduce your students, please. Thank you.
Hello, so we're from Bolton School, Boys Division, and 2 of our Year 9 pupils will be performing. So we've got Adam Ciechowski, who will be doing an original poem, and then we've got Ibraheem, who will be reciting an existing poem.
Is Jana, are your students okay?
Adam and Ibraheem, I think they're on. Do they just need to unmute their mics?
Possibly.
Oh, okay.
Can I just ask, are people happy to appear as well? on the videos. Otherwise, we'll have everybody without the video. So if it's possible, anybody able to do that for us, please?
So,
They're saying that they're unable to unmute.
no, I think Ibraheem has unmuted. And
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
they were down as attendees. I've just made Ibraheem a panelist, so he should be able to speak. Who was the other person that I need to
Adam
know?
Ciechowski. I'm not sure what he's called on here.
If you can see him in the attendees list, I'll allow him in.
Ibraheem and Adam.
Adam, will you change your name, please, on the panelist list? Because I think you might be unknown.
I like the bunny rabbit of Ibraheem. That's great.
So Ibraheem's permitted to speak now, so maybe Ibraheem goes first.
Excellent. Off you go, Ibraheem.
Hello, my name is Ibraheem, and I will be performing a poem called I Love My Nation by Harshini Priya. This poem is about India, which is where my family is from. India is my country, big and vast. It has its diversity with distinct customs from the past. Unity in diversity is a thought in the mind of every Indian who fought. United we shall stay always from our freedom stories told tales. India is our country with very significant symbols, but those antiques are not so simple. The great emblem of India is in the reminiscence of Emperor Ashoka. The wonderful Ashok chakra resides in my heart and on our nation flag. India is a country with marvelous temples and sculptures, and the magnificent infrastructure. A citizen of India, I'm proud to say so. How brave were the Indian fighters, and they made India's future brighter. But they are no more. May their souls rest in peace. Our country is home for many sages. Entering an outsider in our home enrages. Whoever try to beat our customs, we can become as united Rustums. The beautiful mountain and forests, the enchanting songs and various dances. The diversity in language makes me to feel proud of my nation and tends to salute it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for reading that powerful poem, Ibraheem. Yeah, that was great. I think we definitely have got Adam Ciechowski on the line. Can you unmute yourself, and would you like to read your poem for us, Adam? You could maybe turn your camera on as well, and then we can see you. There.
Hello.
Great, we can hear
you. So I'm doing an original poem. Hello, my name is Adam. I'm doing an original poem called Tumere Sapna, which means my dream. So I got inspired by my dad had told me stories about his childhood in India, and I took my father's stories about his childhood in India and I personified this into my love for India. In my poem, I reimagine India as someone's first love and as someone's first dream. So I'll begin now. तो मेरे सपना नो सितारा तरी आन को मचे एक अजब जादू एक नजर तीजेमान करे उड़ान भरो तरी मुस्कान लगे सवार नो सूरज तरी से जिंदगी लगे एक नवी शुरुआत तरह शब्दों इतला मधुर इतला प्यारा ए मने लगातार याद अवे बराबर तनी नजीक ती जो वो तो समय अटकाई जाए तुझे ए जमाने प्रेम मा विश्वास कराव Daro spash je ek najuk jarnu je lage Ram ane shanti nugar anu. Dari sethe badu lage sachu. Dari sethe chu tu lage kai nasi bachu. Hutari unglio ni sadaiv pakdi rahu. Ane vachan api ke tara vina na rahu. Tu keval mare din no ek ang che nahi. Tu mare swapna me pan che hamesha sahi. So the translation of that into English will be, you're my favorite dream, there's magic in your sparkling eyes. Every glance makes my heart fly. Your smile feels like the morning sun. With you, life's a story that's just begun. The way you talk, so sweet, so kind, your words keep running through my mind. Through my mind. When you're close, time seems to freeze. You're the one who makes my heart believe. Your touch is soft, like a gentle breeze. It feels like love, it feels like peace. Being with you feels so right. You're my moon on the darkest night. I wish I could hold your hand forever and promise to never leave you, never ever. You're just not a part of my day. You're my dream in every way. That is my poem finished.
Oh, well done. Thank you. Thanks for reading that, Adam. It's so powerful, isn't it? Listening to it in 2 different languages, and it rhymes really well in English too. Okay, so yeah, thank you very much to Bolton School. So now over to Whalley Range. So if I could introduce the teacher Khalil, and she'll introduce her students for us. Thank you, Khalid.
Assalamu alaikum. Hi, everybody. It is my pleasure today to introduce my student, Feryal Toriefi, who's going to recite Al-Qasida Dimashqiya, the Arabic poem, The Damascene, by the most prominent Arabic poet in the modern era. Now I leave you with her. Are you here, Feryal? Yeah, I'm just waiting for Feryal to be.
I'm here, miss.
Yeah, great. Let us enjoy your phone. Come on.
Thank you. So my name is Feryal Toriefi, and I'll be reading a poem by the poet Nizar Qabbani. Nizar Qabbani is a Syrian poet born on the 21st of March 1923 in Damascus. He is widely considered as one of the best poets in the 20th century in the Arab world. In the Damascus poem, he expresses his emotions and revives his childhood memories back. I'll be reading the poem in Arabic, then in English. هذه دمشق وهذه الكأس والراح إني أحب وبعض الحب ذباح أنا الدمشقي لو شرحتم جسدي لسال منه عناقيد وتفاح ولو فتحتم شراييني بمديتكم سمعتم في دمي أصوات من راحوا زراعة القلب تشفي بعض من عشقوا وما لقلبي إذا أحببت جراح مآذن الشام تبكي إذ تعانقني وللمآذن كالأشجار أرواح للياسمين حقوق في منازلنا وقطة البيت تغفو حيث ترتاح طاحونة البن جزء من طفولتنا فكيف أنسى وعطر الهيل فواح هنا جذوري هنا قلبي هنا لغتي فكيف أوضح هل في العشق إيضاح 50 عاما وأجزائي مبعثرة فوق المحيط وما في الأفق مصباح تقاذفتني بحار لا ضفاف لها وطاردتني شياطين وأشباح ما للعروبة تبدو مثل أرملة أليس في كتب التاريخ أفراح والشعر ماذا سيبقى من أصالته إذا تولاه نصاب ومداح وكيف نكتب والأقفال في فمنا وكل ثانية يأتيك سفاح حملت شعري على ظهري فأتعبني ماذا من الشعر يبقى حين يرتاح. This is Damascus, ancient and true, and here a glass to comfort you. I am in love, yet I know the cost, for certain loves can leave you lost. I am a Damascene, if split in two, grapes and apples will fall before you. Open my veins, let the chance arise, ancestral echoes beneath the skies. If heart transplants can heal the pain, why does mine remain split unchained? Minarets weep, their tears embrace, their souls like trees in whispered grace. Festively writes, jasmine tears bloom, as house cats nap, dispelling gloom. Coffee grindles crackle, memories awake, childhood's fragrance no hand can shake. Cardamom scent, a pull so strong, proud fathers wait where they belong. I ask, if roots and hearts are here, how can I make my truth more clear? Is clarity needed when love is near? Is clarity needed when love is dear? My parts are scattered across the years, lanterns on horizons through tides and tears, tossed in oceans shoreless, wide, haunted by demons, nowhere to hide. I battle ugliness with verse and prose, until beauty blooms and Noah glows. Arabness, a widow, history's plight. Is there no joy in our shared light? What of poetry when liars reign, where locks on mouth silence our pain? How can we write when killers are near? How can we speak through trembling fear? I bore my words a burdened spine, until grief claimed what once was mine. What will remain when poetry is relieved, when silence falls and hearts are grieved? This is Damascus, its spirit, its song, and a land of love where I belong. Thank you.
Well done, Feryal.
Thank you, Miss.
Oh, well done. Thank you. Yeah, it was that's really powerful, isn't it? Listening to the two different languages in Arabic and then English, and read so beautifully in both of them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you're very welcome. So on to, this is our last educational institution. We've got Newman College, and if Amna, Shafiq, if you could introduce your student, please, for us. Is it Amna Shafiq's parents? Sorry.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Amna's dad, and this is her mother.
Well,
today we have a pleasure to introduce our daughter, Amna Shafiq. She would like to share a beautiful poem written about her experience of Islam throughout the day. So please listen to her and enjoy the poem.
Amna has always made us proud, and I hope she will impress you as well.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. I've written this poem to share an insight on my daily life as a Muslim student. I hope you enjoy. In the silence of dawn, the call to prayer invites me to rise. Seeking guidance and peace, I turn to Allah. I bow in prayer, feeling alive. In the words of the Quran, my purpose is told. That is not the world I should hold. For the promise of hereafter is true and alive, and for that I must strive. Throughout the day, I hold my purpose tight, and let Islam be the guiding light. In every interaction, even a smile shared, I let the Prophet Muhammad's teachings of kindness be shared. Wearing the hijab with strength and pride, I always know I have Allah by my side. As night falls, I lay my head to rest. Reflecting on faith, my heart feels blessed. The day's laughter and struggle, each moment a test. Grateful for guidance, I'm fully content. Thank you.
Another beautifully read poem. Thank you very much. Well done. I think, have we got somebody else from Newman College there as well? I think we've got Rida Raza.
Yes, we have Rida.
Yes. Yeah. Is anyone going to introduce Rida's poem, or Rida, would you like to introduce it yourself?
Yeah, I'm Rida father.
Oh, hello. Hello,
You're
welcome.
right. I would like to invite Rida to recite her beautiful poem. She worked so hard, and hopefully you all are enjoy with her poem. Thank you very much.
In the heart of faith, a light does shine, a path of peace where souls entwine. With every prayer, a whispered plea, in the name of Allah, we seek to be free. In the hijab's embrace, a symbol of pride, a choice made in faith with Allah as guide. With dignity worn, it tells a story of strength and devotion reflecting His glory. Alhamdulillah for the Quran's words, a guiding star, teaching love no matter how far. In unity we stand, diverse yet one, embracing kindness under the sun. From the call to prayer to the fast of Ramadan, a journey of growth as we carry on. In every act of charity, a chance to show the beauty of Islam in hearts that glow. With each sunrise, a chance to renew, to walk in His light, to be steadfast and true. Forgiveness flows like a river so wide. In the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, our hearts abide. In the tapestry of life, woven with care, compassion and justice we all must share. From the stories of old, wisdom we find. In the teachings of Islam, love is defined. So let us gather in peace and in love, to honor our faith with blessings from above. For in Islam we find our way. Alhamdulillah, a journey of faith, come what may. Thank you.
Thank you, Rida. And another beautifully read poem. Really well done. I think I agree, Hanan. All the poems are so beautiful and heartfelt, aren't they? It's it's really powerful to listen to them all. I think now we will pass over to Jess Edwards, who we introduced at the beginning. For those of you, just in case you missed it, Jess Edwards is a professor of place writing and has served as head of the English department at Manchester Met University since 2011. I won't say any more because I'll just be repeating myself, and we want to listen to you instead, Jess. So over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. It's an absolute delight to be here. I've been at MACFEST events almost since the beginning of MACFEST, and it is the most wonderful and fantastic festival. I think it's a brilliant thing, and you know, I'm in awe of Kezra and all she does and her amazing team, and it's an honor to be invited to be part of it. She calls me the guest of honor. I don't feel I live up to being a guest of honor. It's just it's a privilege to have listened to that poetry. I have to say, you know, I've been listening to poetry from schools, and I'm very proud of all the poetry that the students write when they take part in our competitions, but the standard of the poetry I've heard today has just been absolutely breathtaking. I think, you know, the poetry is beautifully crafted. I can tell how hard, I mean, I heard the parents saying that, how hard the students have worked on that poetry and all the effort they've put into it. It was beautifully, every poem was beautifully read. You know, the confidence and the clarity, you should feel, you know, the young people should feel very proud of themselves, and their parents and teachers should feel very proud of them. And I can hear my 6-year-old, I warned Kezra that I might have my 6-year-old turn up at some point. He's going to turn up at the worst possible moment. But I also thought the depth of knowledge and thought. Alfie, you're going to have to wait just a little bit. Kate, Zola will take you. So yeah, no, I thought that the engagement with the themes I was listening to, it was time, it was history, it was nature, it was place, it was thoughts about motherland, it was thoughts about family, it was thoughts, particularly in the poems at the end, a really deep engagement with faith. I thought that was all absolutely fascinating and wonderful. So Kezra's given me the opportunity to say a little bit about you know, what I do and why I'm here. I'm a representative, I guess, of my university, of Manchester Metropolitan University, where people in my department teach creative writing. Poetry is a really big thing in our university. The ex-poet laureate Carol Ann Duffy works with me, and lots of other poets work at the university. Carol Ann once said something that really stays with me, which is that poetry is a way of talking across differences. And I really believe that. And when she said that, I think she meant differences of cultures, differences of languages, differences of generations. And I thought one of the wonderful things about the poetry we listened to, I mean, some of those poems were read by a mother and a daughter together, you know, and people talked about, we had a wonderful poem that was a reflection on stories told by a father. That just gives you an illustration, doesn't it, of the way in which poetry will open up a dialogue which helps us to understand each other between different generations. And I think that's absolutely wonderful. I've heard stories with our school's poetry competition, which was mentioned in the introduction, Mother Tongue, Other Tongue, which has now been going for about 15 years in schools across the Northwest. You'll often hear stories of somebody writing in their mother language. They may not know how to write in that language yet. They may speak it. And I've heard stories of grandparents helping them with the language, over the phone from Pakistan, for instance, as they write their poem. So poetry really creates dialogue. And to quote Kesra and MACFEST, it spreads honey, not hate. It makes a space for listening to one another. And one of the things I've discovered about poetry and in my job is that it doesn't always matter if you don't understand. You know, when we were listening to some of those languages, I don't speak Urdu, I don't speak Arabic, but I listen to a lot of poetry in those languages, and I love the silence and the listening and the just the presence of the person in my presence speaking that language and the beauty of the sound. And I think that's one of the wonderful things about poetry. Poetry is always half music. So I'm here as the representative of my university, but I'm also a representative of Manchester UNESCO City of Literature. So as was said in the introduction, we became recognised in Manchester as a UNESCO City of Literature in 2017. And a lot of people perhaps don't know that we are a city of literature. We're one of only 5 in the UK, and I forget how many worldwide. There's about 50 odd cities worldwide that have been recognised as cities in which literature is particularly important, particularly strong. It's about our libraries. I'm a huge believer in libraries. We have amazing libraries. If you think of Greater Manchester, there are over 130 public libraries, and then all of those beautiful libraries in the city centre. We're a city of reading and writing, we're a city of poetry, and we're a city, most of all, of many, many languages, some of which we heard today. You know, it's often said there are at least 200 languages spoken every day in Manchester, and that's an incredible thing. What that means for me is that we will never stop learning about one another, you know. And when I listened to the poetry today, I learned new things. I learned not just about cities and history and great figures from cultures different to my own who are important to those cultures. But I learned about the language that's used to describe different experiences, the languages of food, of spices, of nature. That's different in every culture, isn't it? Even the language of love is different in every culture. So we all have so much to learn from one another. As was mentioned also at the beginning, one of the libraries in Manchester City of Literature is a library that I helped to set up at my university, the Manchester Poetry Library. The objective of that poetry library, it's a public poetry library. Anyone can come. Lots of schools come to visits. We do tons of schools visits and workshops and things like that. Anyone can borrow books of poetry from the library. Our poetry collection is a living one. It's ever growing. It's multilingual. If you come to that book and there isn't poetry in your languages and you'd like us to buy some, we'll do that. So, and we also run lots of different events in different languages. We had an event that Kesra from MACFEST was at. We met at that event the other day, last Monday, I think it was, to celebrate the changing from 3 multilingual city poets that represent Manchester City of Literature to 2 new multilingual city poets. So we love languages so much in Manchester. We don't just have one poet laureate for the city. We have several multilingual city poets, including the one that's just finished her term is Anjum Malik, one of my colleagues who was an Urdu multilingual city poet. So, and the last thing I suppose is, yeah, just to mention Mother Tongue Other Tongue, because I would love, Mother Tongue Other Tongue has been running now. I lose count, but it's something like 15 years. It's about as long as I've been head of English at Manchester Met. It was started by Carol Ann Duffy, and the idea of that competition was to use poetry as a way to celebrate languages. So that relationship that you know Laura's really interested in between language teaching and poetry, it was all about that. And increasingly, it's been a competition which is all about, you know, giving students who speak other languages at home the opportunity to bring those languages into the classroom. And I think many schools are really good at doing that, but it wasn't always like that. I think often if you spoke a language at home, you felt that you couldn't, that wasn't something that you could bring with you into the classroom, and it's part of your identity. So we wanted the competition to give people a chance to use those languages as part of their experience at school. And they'll have lots of other opportunities in our great schools to do that now as well. So that's it from me. That's kind of all I wanted to say, but I just wanted to say, and again, warm congratulations to the poets who've read today. I hope I get a chance to hear your reading again, because it was absolutely wonderful.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Jess. I completely agree. It is an absolute honour and privilege to be part of this evening, isn't it? Yeah, with MACFEST and the MACFEST team and the dedicated teachers and students and parents who are supporting. Yeah, so thank you. Now before we finish, I think we've got a late entrant to to the youth panel. Afsana Haq is joining us from. Are you joining us from Bangladesh, or are you Bangladeshi? Is it? Are you in the UK or are you in Bangladesh, Afsana?
No, I'm in Bangladesh actually. I
You
live
are in
in Bangladesh.
Fabulous, fabulous. So you've got a poem that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, sure. I wrote it myself. Actually, I wrote it by the love with my Almighty, my God. So here is the poem. You're closer to me more than myself. You shine through my eyes. Your light is brighter than the moon. Step into the garden so all the flowers can bloom. This is what I said to him, and what he replied is, I closed my mouth and spoke to you in thousands silent ways. That's all.
My connection went off then. All right.
Should I repeat?
Yeah, no, I think everybody else heard it. Is that correct? Everybody else heard it. It was just me and my great connection. Thanks, Jess. Oh, I need to listen again, which is great because it gives me the opportunity to promote that we can listen to this again, because this recording is live and it will also be on the MACFEST website, so anyone can go and listen again, which I definitely will be doing, Afsana, because I missed just the very last bend of that. Thank you so much for joining us. I'd also like just to thank all the teachers. I know I just have them, but at Hopwood Hall College, we embrace MACFEST every single year. I think, like you, Jess, we've been involved right from the beginning. I think it wasn't 2019, it was 2020 when we joined, but we've been there near enough every year. And what I've noticed in my journey with MACFEST is that all the schools and colleges that were involved tonight have also been part of the MACFEST journey. So yeah, there's a real big community who embrace this every year. What else did I want to say? We've got another amazing MACFEST event coming up. The next MACFEST event is going to be on Thursday, the 27th of February at 5 o'clock. This is a fascinating event in collaboration with Manchester City Colleges, Manchester City of Languages, sorry, where individuals from various backgrounds will discuss the intricate relationship between language and power. I don't know, it's got a lot to live up to be this evening, because yes, students, staff, MACFEST, it was amazing. Thank you very much. And have a lovely evening, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody.